This video is part of the preparatory materials for the Design Approaches to Research, Tools and Techniques project. In this episode, we will be diving into problem identification and design criteria in the design process. This essential step ensures that we address the right challenges and pave the way for effective design development. In the previous video, Design Research Intro, we introduced our adaptation of the Double Diamond model of design. This model highlights two distinct parts in the design process. First, finding the right problem to address through background research, and then creating an appropriate solution. The Double Diamond begins with uncovering the general problems of the people you are designing for, and ends with tailored design solution to suit their needs. We also introduced the four stages of the process: research, insights, ideation, and prototyping. Within this iterative process, designers and design researchers need to alternate between divergent and convergent thinking. Back to the topic for this episode. What is problem identification, and where does it occur within the Double Diamond model of design? Let's use an analogy to help clarify the connections. In the research stage, think of mining. You are digging and finding all sorts of things like dirt, rocks, and potential treasures. In the insight stage, you sort through your findings, organizing them into buckets, and discovering the gems hidden in your data. As you transition between the two parts, you cannot carry everything you found with you, since you will want to travel light for the uphill climb. Therefore, you must choose carefully and select the most important gems to pack and use later. In the model of design, this is where you need to identify a specific problem that you will be taking with you to the next stage. The specific problem could be a particular issue, challenge, or unmet need that emerges from the research and insight stages. The process of determining which findings are the primary concerns is problem identification. We introduced the methods and the tools that can be used for generating insights from your data in episode 3 of this video series. Once a specific problem has been identified, it's important to make the progression from recognizing the issue to clearly articulating it in a problem statement. The creation of a well-crafted problem statement is often an underestimated step in the design process. It's easy to assume that a problem is self-evident and rush into ideation and problem solving. However, without a clear and articulated problem statement, team members and stakeholders might have different interpretations of the challenge at hand, which can lead to misaligned efforts and potential scope creep. So, how to create a problem statement that sets the stage for your next step and inspire actions? We recommend structuring your problem statement using the following format. Starting by describing the target user or group you are designing for. Then, identify the specific needs or goals of your user, articulating them as actionable objectives. And with presenting any insights gained during your research that provides a deeper understanding of the issue and the user's perspective. Let's look at some examples. Imagine a general design challenge that we have is optimizing intelligence analysis processes through advanced technology integration. After we conducted the interviews and observations with intelligence analysts, created a user journey map to capture and sort our data, we narrowed down all the findings into 3 primary insights. We labeled these insights as information locating, resources, and workflow disruptions. The next step is to come up with a problem statement. Let's break down the first problem statement according to our recommended structure, starting with a description of the user group. Then, articulates the primary needs of the user group. The concluding parts of the statement provides deeper insights into the problem context and the desired outcomes. Here is another example of a problem statement. This example is vague and does not provide a clear understanding of the specific problems the analyst encountered. Now that we have clearly defined our problem statement, we can use it as a springboard to explore potential solutions. But before we jump into ideation, it's beneficial to reframe the problem statement into a series of how might we questions. This reframing process allows us to turn our insights about a user's needs into opportunities for design. Properly framed how might we questions need to have the following characteristics. Let's keep using the general design challenge mentioned earlier. Here are some examples of how might we questions. For how might we question number 3, while speed is a component of the issue, this question oversimplifies the problem and overlooks the need for accuracy and efficiency in locating specific report elements, which is a crucial part of the problem statement. As for how might we question number 4, it suggests a solution which is using AI instead of focusing on the problem and the desired outcome. This restricts the ideation process as it already points towards a specific solution. Having reframed our problem statement into how might we questions, we are now armed with a range of opportunities to explore. As we move forward into the ideation and prototyping stages, it's important to establish clear goals that our solutions must meet. This leads us to the next step, the establishment of design criteria. We can use the following structure to create the design criteria. Let's look at some examples. In order to streamline the intelligence analysis process and enhance analyst efficiency, the system should feature an advanced search mechanism, a consolidated resource repository, and a process that minimizes disruptions during report drafting. Here is another one. In order to streamline the analyst workflow, the system should reduce the number of steps in the search process. Which one do you think is better? The first one is definitely better because it focuses on the desired outcomes, address key user needs, and provide measurable goals. As for the second example, it presumes that reducing the number of steps in the search process is the solution, which may not necessarily be the case. Design criteria should focus on the outcome, not suggest a specific solution. While it does link to the issue of workflow disruption, it overlooks other significant parts of the problem statement and how might we questions. Articulating a clear problem statement, framing insightful how might we questions, and setting precise design criteria are all integral parts of the design process that help us in making the jump from insights to ideation. By investing time and effort in understanding the problem, we can make our solutions meaningful, effective, and truly meet the needs of the users. So the next time you embark on a design journey, take a moment to reflect on these 3 steps.